guys, my name's Smilin, also known as the face of LIVIT, and I am here for another LIVIT live streaming tutorial. This week is more of the nitty-gritty stuff. We're going to be going over the LIVIT Community Guidelines. I've had a lot of you guys asking me for this one, so hopefully this clears some things up so that you know what is and isn't okay to do while you're on your live stream. Right, before we get into that, remember we got those comment appreciations, so ready? Pew, pew, pew. First 3 comments from the last video, thank you so much. Now this goes for the same thing on this video. First 3 comments below, you get a shout out in the next video. So let's get going. The LIVIT Community Guidelines. Most of what I'm going to tell you today, I'm going to be reading directly off of the community guidelines that I have in front of me. But I will also be adding in a couple other clarifications and things here and there that I've learned in the last 8 months that I've been live streaming on here. Just the little specifics of, well, in this case that might be okay, or in that case it might not. So I'm going to be throwing in some other stuff that I've just learned through experience. So I'm just going to read the very beginning, the little intro, just sort of as a welcome into LIVIT. They do say, we are committed to creating a social platform that is fun, safe, and elite. Together with you, we, LIVIT, are building a community in which talent can express themselves and gain support from fans. Fans are able to join talent on their journey as they pursue their dreams. So basically just a whole wonderful community coming together. Now to dive into the actual rules here. So you must stay engaged with your live stream. That includes, there's so many different ways to stay engaged. Reading the comments, responding to the comments, even just talking to the audience, poking, asking them to share, and getting points and coins in return. A good way to think about this is if you're having a conversation with friends and they were talking back to you, you wouldn't be ignoring them. Don't ignore your audience. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a new streamer's room and I'm commenting in, I'm trying to engage with them, I'm trying to get a conversation going, and they are just not reading my comments. And I'm like, well, you know what? I only want to stay in this room, and so I leave. So not only is this an actual rule, but it also just benefits your stream. This is what you should be doing. If you're not doing this, it's not a good stream. Now, the actual rule behind this though is that if LIVIT finds you not engaging with your stream for a total of 5 minutes, they will cut your stream. They will completely cut your stream. Another way to get your stream cut actually is showing copyrighted content. I accidentally one time was trying to do a BTS music video reaction and had only the BTS video on my screen, and I got cut for copyright. So don't do that. But usually you should be fine. And just because you're cut does not mean you have a strike. I will go into strikes in a moment. Basically, just keep engaging with the audience. Next, that's a no-no. No sleeping on stream. Do not sleep on stream. You would think, what? People sleep on stream? It's surprising how many times I've actually seen it happen. But if LIVIT catches you sleeping on stream, your stream will be cut. No one wants to watch anyone sleeping anyway. That's just weird. Okay, now this one's pretty obvious, but no bullying allowed. That means hate speech of any kind. It will not be tolerated on LIVIT. If you do see someone who is bullying or any kind of hate speech, make sure to screenshot it. Screenshot whatever comment it is that was hate speech along with that person's username. First of all, block them right away. Not worth arguing with them. Block them, report them. But the most important is you need to send those screenshots of the actual proof to your talent manager. They are not able to go off of just your word. Of course, we all believe you. We know you're not lying to them, but they do need that proof. So unfortunately, if someone does reach out to you on Instagram messages and Instagram DMs saying something nasty in connection to LIVIT can't do anything about that because the message was sent on a platform that they are not in control of. And there have been cases of people faking Instagram messages. So whatever it is, screenshot it. If it's someone who's actively live streaming and they are spewing bullying or hate speech, screen record it and send it to the talent manager. They will take care of it right away. LIVIT has been very good with me with the very, very few cases of hate speech that I have had to deal with. Honestly, with that, whenever there's any kind of remotely inappropriate comment in my stream, I rarely even have to say anything. All of the other users in the stream usually tell that person to stop without me having to say anything in the first place. So that just goes into how wonderful this community really is. And honestly, dealing with bullying and hate speech has been very, very few and far between, which is kind of rare for an online community. So next up, no use of tobacco, marijuana, drugs, alcohol on stream. Kind of obvious, just don't do it. This does also include being drunk on stream or severely, obviously, under the influence in any way that will result in getting your stream cut as well. Now, there is the exception of one streamer. His name is Fathead. His real name's Taman. His whole stream is he does beer reviews on stream. Now that he has special permission to do, but if you are interested in doing something like that, or if you want to pull a Gary V and do a wine library or wine tasting show, ask first. Just get that permission, and LIVIT agrees to it, then you're good to go, but don't get drunk on stream. Another obvious one, do not drive while streaming. Just don't do it. Don't try. If someone else is driving and you're in the passenger seat, maybe, but don't drive while streaming. Okay, now this one is important. No promotion of brands, products, or other companies without prior approval. Now, this one we're going to get into because there are some inconsistencies with this one. But basically, without prior approval, you cannot promote other ways of monetizing your stream. Some things that you absolutely can promote: your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube. That's good to go. Obviously, this is worded as in most cases, so they do still hold the right to tell you you're not allowed to promote that for one reason or another. It is stated in the community guidelines as in most cases it is okay to promote those things, but I'd say for the most part, do it. That's fine. They'll let you know if that's an issue. Now, examples of things you cannot promote, again, in most cases, are a Twitch account, LiveMe, UpLive, Patreon, Amazon wishlist, or GoFundMe, and then also listed on here is TikTok. Now, I have gotten very differing answers on this one. TikTok is listed as the do not promote in most cases, but I have heard the complete opposite multiple times from members at the company, not other streamers, actual workers from the company. Now, I believe the reason it is listed here as do not promote is because TikTok does have its own live streaming feature where you can monetize there. Now, obviously, if you are a contracted streamer, you are contracted with only LIVIT, and you cannot be paid to live stream on any other platform per your contract. So I believe the reason that TikTok is listed here is because TikTok could technically be a live streaming platform. Now, I say promote your TikTok for the actual videos of it, but do not go live there. If you do so happen to get TikTok famous on a viral video and someone wants a story time, tell them to come over and join your LIVIT live stream instead of going live on TikTok. That's better anyway. You get to have them join your community here on LIVIT. But again, just know it is listed as a do not promote in most cases. Another obvious one, no nudity. That's not what this is. It is specific. I'm gonna read this one word for word and then elaborate, but it says no nudity. Exposure of private body parts and wearing skimpy clothing will result in your stream being cut. It specifies by saying that this includes exposure of more than half of the breast or excessive nudity, as well as the overt display of nipples under clothes, and that goes for guys as well. So this means that if, yes, you are wearing a shirt, you are wearing a bra, but over half of your breast is exposed, they do reserve the right to cut your stream. You are also not allowed to show nipples, which also goes for guys. So sorry, no shirtless guys here. Now, the one thing I have heard, and again, this is just from my own experience, definitely clarify with your talent manager if this is your situation. I have heard you are allowed to appear in a bathing suit if you are at the beach or at a pool. In that case, yes, you're allowed to wear a bathing suit, but again, the half breast does still exist there, but you should not be wearing a bathing suit while just lounging around your house. Obviously, that will get you cut. Almost done here, but the next one is no slander, negative talk, or defamation of LIVIT in your live stream. Kind of makes sense. Don't talk badly about the platform that you are actively using and building a following on. Of course, if you are spreading false things about the app, they're going to cut your live stream. That makes sense. If you do ever have an issue with LIVIT, do take it up with your talent manager. They are the ones who are going to be able to fix it for you. You telling all of your viewers really isn't going to do anything, and honestly is probably going to make them kind of feel awkward. Next up is no self-gifting. So on the app, you are able to send streamers gifts, which are worth coins, which is the money on the app or the currency. So you're not allowed to send yourself gifts. Well, I think this is kind of redundant because you actually aren't even able to send yourself gifts. The reason I know this is because I have tested it. I was curious. While I was streaming, logged into my own account on an iPad and viewed my own stream from my own account and tried to send myself a small gift to see if that was even possible. And the app doesn't even allow you to do it. So while this is in the community guidelines, it's actually not even possible. Off record here, I do know almost every single person on the app has multiple accounts. It does also make sense if you want to be going through streams, looking at what people are up to without people stopping you in their stream going, "Hi, how are you doing?" That makes sense to do, but I do also know that people do gift themselves. It's kind of to be expected and is a little unavoidable, and you can't really say, well, I know that she gifted herself because this is her account. Well, hey, you know what? They could argue, well, that's not actually my account. That's my mom's account, or that's my boyfriend's account. And like my boyfriend was the one who sent it to me on that account. There are too many things around that. Just don't focus on the people gifting themselves. It's not sustainable. While it is part of the community guidelines that you're not allowed to do that, it really is just applying to you in your account are not allowed to gift your own account gifts. Also, just don't do that. Go and spread the love to every other person in the community, and they will spread the love right back to you. That's the way to go about it. And now we are to the 3-strike rule. If you do violate any of these rules, you will receive a strike. You might not necessarily receive a strike depending on it. Like, say for some reason you were just really inactive on your stream. Like, let's say your stream got cut because you weren't interacting with your audience. That one you might not necessarily get a strike for. But obviously, if you're like taking off your clothes on stream, you're gonna be getting a strike. You honestly might even be getting kicked off the app at that point. But I digress. If you do receive 3 strikes, they do reserve the right to terminate your contract per your contract's agreement, and you will no longer be a streamer on there. They can also remove users who are pure viewers, not streamers, if they are also inappropriate in the chat. But they're not going about willy-nilly doing this. Like, they really have to have a reason to do that to you. So don't feel afraid going into your streams with all of these, don't do this, don't do that. It's honestly kind of hard to do these things. Just be smart about it and have common sense. You will be totally fine, and LIVIT wants you to succeed. So they're not going to be out to get you. And that right there is the entirety of the community guidelines. Now, obviously there are other things that you really should keep in mind, like really keep the swearing down to a minimum. There did used to be a rule about swearing. It was that, you know, your stream should be PG-13, which meant you were allowed like 1 or 2 swears. They have definitely gotten more laxed on that, but I would say, you know, keep it family friendly. keep whatever your topics are family friendly, but that isn't necessarily going to get your stream cut. Just keep that in mind. But if you have any other questions about the community guidelines, please feel free to ask me, or if you want to get in contact directly with the company, you can email them at livit@17.media. That right there is the entire video. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not already, please subscribe and ding dong that notification bell so you know the next time I have a tutorial video out. If I get enough subscribers and I get enough viewers, then you know what? YouTube can pay me to make all of these, and I can make more for you guys, and we can all do better. So comment down below if you have any questions, and make sure to follow me on LIVIT and all of the wonderful adventures that we have over there. If you're interested in becoming a LIVIT live streamer, message me on Instagram and I can get you in contact with the company to get you a contract and start making money live streaming. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next week for another tutorial. Keep smiling.